Welcome into A Toast of Film. I'm one of your hosts, Ebo, and on today's episode, at the time of this recording, the Masters start today. I'm pulling for Colin Morikawa, Tony Finau, or Sahith Tagala. Hopefully one of those cats will win, but whoever wins, they're probably going to earn it because these guys have been watching all day at work. Don't tell the boss. But we're not here to talk about the Masters. We're not even here to talk about golf movies. We're here to talk about my favorite director, Christopher Landon, Happy Death Day poster hanging above me. We're talking about his new release drop, and we will get to that. I'm also going to be talking about Freaky Tales. We're keeping this nice, easy breezy cover girl today, keeping it short and sweet, just like me. And before we get into it, we have our drink of the week. This week, I got a nice little lemon drop. This started out with more. I think there's a hole in the bottom of the glass. I just did lemon juice, vodka. I was out of simple syrup, so I did kind of a water sugar slurry. And then just to give it a little zing, I did just a pop of bitters. Gotta say, it's hitting the mark. It's hitting the mark. I should have done like a dirty Arnold Palmer so I could do Masters and drop. But hey, here's to Christopher Landon. Here's to all the guys playing in the Masters this weekend. And, here's to the team that Freaky Tales. Stay tuned for that one. But let's get into drop. So like I said, Christopher Landon, he's my favorite director. He is the writer of Disturbia, Paranormal Activity 2, 3, 4, and Next of Kin, and he wrote Hard Eyes. Directing-wise, Happy Death Day. Now, if you want the combo wombo, writer-director, Paranormal Activity marked ones, Freaky, Happy Death Day to you. The man just brings the heat. I mean, Happy Death Day, perfect film. But this one, we have Megan Fahey, who you might know from White Lotus. She plays Violet. Violet is, she's a mom. She's a good sister. She works a lot trying to help folks. And she's been, talking to somebody on the dating app, as one does. And then one fateful night, she finally decides to meet Brandon Skleiner, who you might know from It Ends With Us. They go on their date, and then she starts getting all these like texts, and it's on vibrate. So you just hear doo, doo, and they start out kind of strange, and then they start becoming more and more threatening, and to the point where she's actually being threatened because this person, they have someone at her house. They want her to do all these things, and she's just on this journey where she doesn't know what's the next thing they're going to ask. She doesn't know who's doing this to her. We also got Jacob Robinson playing her son Toby, and Violet Bean playing her sister Jen. Let me start out by doing my little drop notes. I made some notes throughout the movie. So one, I want to say, going into this, big hopes, because Happy Death Day was my number one the year it came out. Freaky was my number one the year it came out. Happy Death Day 2 was in my top 10 the year it came out. That was a very tough year. So the movie has a really interesting opening where things are shattering, like plates, glasses, and every now and then we'll see her, Violet's reflection in it somewhere. And, or not, oh yeah, Violet, yeah. I thought I wrote the wrong thing at first. And we'll see her, and it was really interesting opening. And then, let me tell y'all, this movie is a lighting and camera shot showcase. What I mean by that, the lighting tricks in this movie and the camera shots in this movie. Anyone who wants to be a filmmaker, like myself, you watch this and you're encapsulated. Like you can't take your eyes off it, and you're like, these are so simple but so effective. Let me tell you the two that I was just like, oh, like head exploded. One, there's this shot where she's walking up to the bar, and the director of photography, Mark Spicer, I'm guessing, is, if my research is right, he does this thing where he you can tell he's holding the camera and he's walking in behind the bar up to her. And so it's getting closer and closer as she's getting closer to the bar, where it ends right on her at the bar. And that shot was so good. I just watched that and I was like, oh my God, incredible. Another one, the suspect gallery. So there's a point where she's singling out some people she thinks could be the person, sending her these threatening drops. And basically, the room goes pitch black, except the suspect's face is lit up and it's staring right at her. So imagine pure black, but the face is lit up and it's staring right at you. And that was so cool to me. And the performances are really good. Megan Faye has a scene, scenes with her crying, and I was like, oh, baby, like, poor thing. And what I also like is I like how intelligent they made the killer. Like, the killer thought of everything with this: access to her home, hidden microphones, camera access. So the killer's like really, playing chess with things, as they even allude to. And then Yahtzee, you just got a good movie. My issue with this, there's only a couple of things, and one of them I can't even put my finger on, but there's something about it. But one is the rate at which we're getting text. It didn't work for me. I don't know why. That's the one. I don't know what didn't work, but something about it didn't work for me. I thought we were getting too many because, like, old boy report date, like, he's just like, is your son okay? Because she's trying to play it off that it's her son, but it's like, this is a lot of text. And then I do think there's some issues with the pacing, but I think the movie is very fun. I think the leads are very good. I think it's an enjoyable movie. I was talking with Trey, and we were like, the great thing about Christopher Landon is he makes, I was going to say happy horror movies, but then Trey's like, no, it's fun horror movies, because everything he makes, it's fun. A lot of times there's happy endings. There may or may not be with this one. But he just knows how to make a good, fun horror movie that you're going to leave with a smile on your face. You're going to leave, full of enjoyment. And I don't think this is as good as the Happy Death Day films, which we're getting number 3. That's all I care about. Christopher Landon, Mr. Landon. If you need somebody to kill in a movie, it's my life's goal to be in a Christopher Landon film. So you need somebody, to kill. Look at your boy. Look at this face. Don't you just see this, somebody like going through a window or something? I'm small. They can just throw me through the window. I'll be fine. I don't think this is on the level of Freaky, but I do think this is better than We Have a Ghost. And I think this just continues to show Christopher Landon. He's great at trying new things. He's great. You give this man a blonde lead actress, because we got Megan Fahey, we got Jessica Roth, and we got Catherine Newton. You give him a blonde, badass lady, then it's just going to be top shelf. So for me, I end up would drop at a 3.9 out of 5 cheers. I do have some issues with some of the pacing, but I think the movie is fun. I like the story. I like the, twists and turns. I love the leads. The leads are good. And like I said, the camera shots and the lighting effects, there's nothing like it. So excited to see what comes next. Happy Death Day 3. We did it. But before we get out of here, I got one other tale I want to tell you about, and that's Freaky Tales. So this is from Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck. They previously did Captain Marvel. If y'all remember that, Brie Larson. So this is an anthology. I love an anthology. Me and Trey, we love anthologies. Usually you see them with horror, but basically you have your chapters. They're interlinking, and then they usually come together at the end. So this has 4 chapters. So chapter 1 is punk rock teens versus Nazis. Basically, these punk rockers have this nice little club, good vibes only. The Nazi dudes keep coming, destroying it, so they're like, we're going to fight for the club. I do think this is the best one of the 4. This is definitely the best short. And we got Jin Young Yu as Tina and Jack Champion as Lucid. They're kind of our leads. They're a maybe couple, maybe not, friends. This one, a lot of fun. Probably the second best is actually the last chapter, The Legend of Sleepy Floyd. This one is a raw basketball player's revenge. Really cool. We got Jay Ellis as Sleepy Floyd. Sleepy Floyd himself, the real basketball player, has a cameo in that one. And then the middle two, they're fine. They're enjoyable. We got Don't Fight the Feeling, which is a rap battle, where we got Normani playing Entice, Dominique Thorne playing Barbie. So Too Short is a rapper, and we have the real Too Short as the narrator of the movie. But then Demario Simba Driver plays Too Short in the movie, if that makes sense, the way I explained. And then we got Born to Mac, a hitman that's trying to retire. We got Pedro Pascal as Clint. We got Ben Mendelsohn as the guy. He was previously in Captain Marvel. And we got Tom Hanks as a little cameo. So interesting. This movie, the anthology works. The, interlinking stories works. They have some fun animation throughout. Good vibes with the score, just kind of like because it's set in 87 in Oakland, California. So good vibes, nice little beat. And the cool thing is there's a very prevalent green glow that's throughout the movie that I really enjoyed. Freaky Tales, I don't know if this is a theater release. I do think it's great. This seems like something that'd be straight to DVD back in the day, or nowadays straight to streaming. I do hope y'all check it out because Freaky Tales has a lot to offer where you can enjoy it. And I'm going to give it a 3.6 out of 5 cheers. I think it's enjoyable and I think it's worth to watch. So, drop in theaters. Check it out now. Freaky Tales, I don't think is still in theaters. It could be for maybe a week or so more, but also check it out. But guys, we've reached the end of the episode. And if you want to let us know what you think of any of these movies, you want to let me know your master's pick or anything else, let me tell you the best ways. Check us out on Instagram or TikTok, A Toast to Film, all one word. Check us out on Twitter at film_toast, or check us out on beautiful YouTube. You can't tell it right now, but I have a really bad migraine, and I'm doing my best. And I hope you're doing your best too. We're proud of you. So just make sure, follow us on here. Like, subscribe, all the goods. Leave us comments. I respond to every one of them. And Christopher Landon, if you're out there listening, you want to kill me in a movie, I got you. Give you the best. Look at that face. But we just appreciate y'all listening, and we just hope you have a good night and good viewing.